What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Jackpot DFS. If you guys didn't catch me yesterday, teamed up with DFS Bachelor. Big ups to him for helping me out and having me on his show. He's had a lot of success. The guy knows what he's talking about. If you guys follow me and don't follow him, please jump over and subscribe to him as well and check him out. Want to put out a video for Thursday night's game, Browns versus Bengals. Went over the salaries for each side. Think there's marks where you have to kind of pick and choose what you're going to stay put at, unless you're putting multiple lines out. Struggling teams. It's going to be hard to see which one of these teams fare out. The edge is being given betting wise for DFS on the side of Joe Burrow. Don't know if I agree with that completely. Inexperienced, only one game down with no preseason. He did show he's going to try and give it his all, but it's a learning curve for rookie QBs, especially in a time like this with pandemic. I think these guys are going to have a hard time starting out the season, trying to get things going. Probably a struggling year for Joe Burrow, and it'd be hard for him to kind of get things going. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe a quarter away in he starts to get it together a little bit, but I think it's just too early, and you have a short week playing Sunday and then turn around and have to play again on Thursday. It's real tough on a rookie. As far as tomorrow night, I like the Browns to win the game. You have a price of Joe Burrow being at 10-8 on DraftKings, and I wouldn't pay up for that. If you're going to take a QB, I think Baker Mayfield would be the guy to pair up with. Both of these guys are going to be in the game. There's no situation like the Saints where you're going to have a Taysom Hill come in and steal some snaps away or anything like that. Both of these guys are going to compete, but I want to give the edge to Baker just because he has the experience, and I know he can come out there and perform. Pretty sure on that. Moving on to running backs, I like Chubb and Hunt. These guys apparently are going to share the load in the backfield, and even Bernard is going to get some shares. But this week is pretty close with the salaries on Hunt and Chubb, but I think you're going to get massive savings over on FanDuel, where you're going to get Chubb at 13.5, but you can get Hunt for 9,500. I think if you're playing FanDuel, I think it's a safe bet to go with Hunt. Similar performers, sharing half the load. I think you're going to get more value out of Hunt, and he's going to get the same amount of snaps. And we've seen what this guy can do in the past. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets a touchdown or so tomorrow night against the Bengals. But he would be my pick to take with the salary savings. On the side of the Cleveland. But also Joe Mixon, I think, can put some numbers up as well. This is not going to be against the Chargers, which is a really strong defense. I think you can get a few things done with Joe Mixon. He can get a few more catches out of the backfield, a few more yards on the ground. So I'm not ruling him out, but my favorite plays thus far would be Baker and then Hunt tomorrow night at running back. Moving on to receiver, AJ Green is still kind of coming out of his shell. He's been hurt the past couple seasons, and I think he's trying to get things back going. He was on the field for 66% of the snaps, and then Tyler Boyd, who's been pretty strong, he's also getting more snaps, 81% of the snaps. Game one they didn't have a lot going to Boyd, but that could very well change this next game, and it wouldn't surprise me none to see Boyd catch a lot more passes, and we all know that explosion he has and what he can do on the field. So would not surprise me to see him get out, and 9K is a pretty high price tag to pay for AJ Green. You pay 9K, I think you end up having to it's going to cause you problems elsewhere trying to fit guys in. why not save some salary and go with a guy like Tyler Boyd? And if you want to be contrarian, John Ross was on the field for also 84% of the snaps. We all knew A.J. Green's not getting any younger. This guy has blazing speed. The problem with him has been injuries. But this guy, if he catches it and he can break one for a long TD, that may very well be an optimal. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens tomorrow. Moving on to the side of the Browns, you got a young, inexperienced QB. That's going to cause problems for those guys. I do like Boyd. I do like Ross. But problem with that is that having a young QB and the pressure on him, and it's just too many question marks for me to go that side. But I think these guys do. One of these guys are going to catch some balls tomorrow and make some plays. I think on the Browns side, with a guy like Baker Mayfield, obviously the biggest target is going to be Odell Beckham Jr. And he's cheaper than A.J. Green, which is weird. I would have thought Beckham would be like one of the highest guys on the slate. But obviously he's only 8,200. That's a lock for me. I think Baker and Odell are locks for me. I don't know why you'd go elsewhere on that one. That seems like a sure thing to happen tomorrow. And Odell's playing, 75% of the snaps. Looking down, though, you've got a guy named Hodge. You've got Landry, who's questionable tomorrow, so you got to pay close attention to that. If a guy like Landry doesn't play, then you've got a guy like Hodge, who is only 400 on DK, bare minimum as well on FanDuel. A guy like this came in and played 55% of the snaps. This is a guy who could save you a lot of salary and also be an optimal. And some people are going to miss this guy. You got to think. People don't have a lot of faith sometimes in people like this, but I'm telling you, I've seen it happen before in the optimals. This is the kind of guy that you can save some salary around and do some big things. So pay attention if Landry's out. Expect Hodge to be the guy next in line to get some attention. That's pretty much all I like at the wide receiver position for tomorrow. I think tight end wise, you're going to get some. Austin Hooper's finally going to get some targets, I would think, and be in a better matchup this week against, obviously, the Browns. But Hooper is one of them guys, obviously, we've seen with Atlanta. He can make things happen. He has that big playability. He's 6,800, which is kind of pricey. But you think about Baker Mayfield can make plays happen. I can see him putting up something around 5 catches, 6 catches, maybe even a touchdown. I don't think you need to fade Hooper tomorrow. I think he's one of those guys you need. If you're going to build, in my opinion, build a stack. Stacking a guy like Baker and Beckham Jr. and Hooper is a safe bet tomorrow. Just to me. On the other side, and some considerable effort for and attention for a guy like Harrison Bryant. He played 42% of snaps. He's only $200. Some odd thing, Hooper gets hurt, or they're playing two tight end sets, and this guy's just running free. He catches the ball and breaks for a touchdown. Hey guys, that's you've made what you need to make for that $200 price tag, and that's all you really need. A couple catches, 2 or 3 catches, and this guy's made value. And another salary saver. It's just kind of picking between. I wouldn't play this guy with the $400 Hodge. I'd pick which one you want to kind of go with if you go that route, and pick one of the other. Too much value is a thing. You don't want to set yourself up where you're taking too much value and setting yourself up to you're depending on these guys to get something. These guys are here for salary saving to help you get the guys who know who's going to make the plays, who's going to get catches and make things happen. So just keep this guy in mind here. On the other side for Cincy, obviously CJ is the lead tight end now. The effort is no longer the guy there. And this guy can make things happen as well. We've seen it with Andy Dalton when he was there. This guy has the ability to score touchdowns. against the Browns with Joe Burrow, I just don't know if that's going to be the case tomorrow. But if you're going to take a tight end, I think CJ's worth a look. And then also at the same time, you've got a guy like Drew Sample, who's the backup tight end, only 400. One of those value guys again. If for some reason Burrow gets going and he's passing all over the place, being contrarian to me, this is a guy that can save you some salary as well. It just kind of depends on you and what you decide to go with. Like I said, I'm going leaning the Browns to win this game. Kickers. Faye, for the love of God, Cody Parkey. This guy played for the Bears. Was terrible. I didn't see him kick Sunday. Don't know how he's looking, but I would not trust any kind of money on Cody Parkey making field goals. This guy isn't in a Bears uniform because he's terrible. Randy Bullock is a little bit more safer bet if you're going to take a kicker tomorrow. I would go with Randy Bullock. Just play it safe if you're going to play a kicker. There's no question. Just take Bullock. Defenses wise, like I've already said, I'm leaning with the Browns tomorrow. If you go with the defense, I'd say the Browns are the favor to me. Struggling QB, put some pressure on him. He throws a couple picks, or even better, he throws one or fumbles and gets sacked, and they run it back and get a touchdown out of it. Right there alone there's no way sure thing about it. If they score a touchdown or something like that happens, then obviously that's probably going to be in the optimal as well. So be smart, think about it through and through who you're going to take. Those are the pivotal plays for me for tomorrow night and the Thursday night football game. Any questions, so feel free to put them in the inbox, and I'll be welcome to answer any questions that I can. But thank you guys, and good luck tomorrow night.